Very seldom do we get a chance to talk to a savant, somebody that can see into the crystal ball and predict all. But that's what Bobby Gonzalez did back on Monday when you said that Mercer was going to beat Duke. But, man, thanks for giving us a few minutes, man. Appreciate it.
Don, thank you for having me. I'm honored. I'm excited to be here. Appreciate it.
And you said this is not the first time you've done this.
Well, I actually got lucky some years back. Anybody might remember, I think it was a 15-2 when Bucknell upset Kansas. And I was in the CBS studios, and then I found out that Les Moonves, who's the president of CBS, was a Bucknell grad because I got a phone call saying, that I did a great job, I guess. But this one was a little harder because I think everybody, just thought that Mercer coming out of their conference, even though Florida Gulf had some success last year, Mercer, coming from that conference, they didn't think they would do anything again 2 years in a row. So this one was a little tougher.
Does this have some lasting power? Is this a school that maybe can make a run?
You know what? They're good. They again, it's a cliche, but there's no substitute for experience. They got 5 seniors. They played great on a big stage. And usually the Cinderellas don't hang around past the first weekend. But this team, because they have experience, they might be able to win another game or two. Now,
I know coaches and players, and I guess some fans don't care, but maybe some do, that as great as this is, to lose Duke, the Dallas Cowboys of college basketball, the love to hate them or love to love them, gone this early, does it kind of hurt the perception of the dance, or does it help the dance at all?
Well, I think it probably helps the dance overall because the fans and everybody gets so excited this time of the year for Cinderella, the underdog. The country loves, the underdog story. At the same time, you make a good point, Don, in that Duke is one of the blue bloods, and Coach K has star power. He's got 3 or 4 national championships. He's Coach K. So to have him out of the tournament early, now all of a sudden you got a lot of Duke fans and a lot of people that, with them, they bring a lot of cachet with them that just got knocked out of the tournament.
All right, let's talk about last night's Louisville-Manhattan game. From an X's and O's standpoint, I just didn't like the handling at the end of that game. Why would you go for twos when you're down by 6? You'd explain with 10 seconds to play at one point. Would you settle for 2? What's the logic behind that?
I think, obviously they should have been looking to go for 3s. I think what they must have been thinking is attack the rim, try to get fouled, create something, make something happen, get a quick 2, and then jump into your press. The one thing about it's interesting is Steve Masiello, again, he worked for me at Manhattan for 4 years, and then he worked for Rick Pitino, of course, for 6 years. Our style of play was Steve plays the way I played, Steve plays the way Rick plays. Rick, same thing. We pressed, we ran. We were fortunate to beat Coach Pitino a couple times at Seton Hall. We played the same way. I think teams that press are looking to be aggressive, go after people. So I think Steve Masiello probably was thinking, if we can score quick and jump in our press, maybe create a steal, get a quick turnover, or maybe foul, stop the clock. That's the only thing I could be thinking, Don, because I was a little surprised about that too.
Do coaches feel it, Bobby? Do they feel the nerves? Are there moments like we could see when a player coughs it up, when he misses a foul shot? But do coaches sometimes get overcome by it? Can you see, watching it on television or at the arena, when a coach is maybe feeling the pressure?
You can. It's natural. It's like with referees, coaches. There's a human element to all of this. You know what I mean? The kids, the referees, the coaches. There's a human element, and that's why the guys that are the made men, so to speak, that have been there, like Tom Izzo and some of these guys that been there, Coach K, they usually keep their cool because they've been there so many times. And when you have upstart guys, you have guys trying to prove themselves, they're fighting for their life, they're trying to get that big moment. I could see it on the coach from Mercer today. You could see it on his face, not so much the fear or nerves, but you could see that, like, the overwhelming kind of look on his face that was like, oh my God, looking up at the clock, like, we're up 5, can we hang on? This is going to be a monumental moment, for himself, his program, and his kids.
Now, they're dancing around afterwards, and they should. I mean, this is a great moment. Most people don't know where Mercer is, and by the way, it's in Georgia, and I knew that because I looked it up earlier. I didn't know beforehand. But do you now have to dial it back down? I mean, you're the happiest man on earth, but you got a game to prepare for coming up on Sunday. So are you literally talking your players down from their high?
Don, it's a good point. I'll tell you what happened. We beat Florida in a 5-12 matchup, and the roof goes off on the publicity. I told the story many times. Mayor Giuliani, it was just nuts. Fran Fraschilla actually called me and said, Bobby, 10 years ago when we beat Oklahoma and we had to get ready for Arizona State, he goes, Bobby, it comes quick. It's only 48 hours. He goes, you got to, get your team, get them in a bunker. And Franny gave me good advice, and we kind of regrouped, and then we gave Wake Forest with Chris Paul a heck of a run and almost beat them. But, Don, you make a great point, because all of a sudden, it's like you say, it's like you won the national championship, and then all of a sudden somebody taps you on the shoulder and goes, by the way, in 48 hours, you're playing, Michigan or Tennessee, and you're going, oh my God, we got
Right.
another game, and the kids are the adrenaline. They don't even want to sleep for the next 48 hours.
Yeah.